Imagine for a moment you're excitedly planning the biggest event of your young life. Maybe it's your grand birthday party, you know? The cake is
The
everything.
centerpiece.
Exactly. Or maybe it's the final match of the school cricket tournament, your team's counting on you, your favorite bat. You've pictured it all perfectly.
Every detail.
But then the big day arrives, and boom, disaster, the birthday cake. It's completely wrong, colors are off, tastes awful, it's even like lopsided.
Oh, no.
Or you pick up your cricket bat and it feels flimsy. Or the ball is torn right before the first delivery. That horrible feeling, right? Frustration, disappointment, when something should be perfect and it just isn't.
We've all felt that sharp moment when your hopes just collapse because the quality isn't there. It feels like a betrayal almost, big or small.
It really does. Now, take that exact feeling and just, multiply it. Think about the huge companies making everything you use. Your phone, the bus to school, your clothes, even medicine. How do they make sure that most of the time those things actually work?
That they're safe, that they meet your expectations day after day.
Yeah. What's their secret recipe? And because let's face it, perfection is tough. What happens when things do go wrong? How do they fix it, learn, and crucially, keep our trust?
Well, that's the fascinating journey we're actually taking you on today. We're going to pull back the curtain on something that sounds super technical, like a secret code.
Right.
But it's really the unsung hero behind so much of the quality we just take for granted. We're diving deep into ISO 9001.20112.
ISO 901.2013. Okay, yeah. It does sound a bit like something from a spy movie.
Yeah, a little bit.
But honestly, think of it like the ultimate playbook for companies all over the world. It's their guide, their instruction manual for consistently delivering excellent products and services.
And more than that, it's about building and keeping our trust, keeping us, the customers, happy.
It's their quest for excellence, really. A roadmap for how they keep improving, even when they stumble.
And for this deep dive, our source is the official ISO 901.2015 standard itself, the actual document guiding countless organizations.
So why should you, listening right now, care about this? Well, seemingly dry technical thing.
Yeah, why does it matter?
Because this standard, this blueprint for quality, it influences almost every product and service you use daily. Understanding it helps you see the invisible effort, the planning, the dedication behind things you rely on.
It shows how companies don't just hope things turn out good, they have a system to ensure it every single time.
And maybe even more importantly, how they pick themselves up and learn when things don't go perfectly.
Exactly. It's not just rules on paper. It's more like a story. A company striving for excellence. You can almost imagine the people involved, right? The characters, the engineers, the designers, the people on the factory floor.
Facing challenges when something goes wrong, the relief when a problem is solved, and that ongoing, very human commitment to just keep getting better. It's not just about ticking boxes. It's about grit, ingenuity, delivering quality day after day. Okay, let's open this playbook then. This system that guides so many companies. First, big concept. What exactly is a quality management system, or QMS? It sounds a bit intimidating.
It does, but honestly, at its core, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Think of a QMS as like the most detailed instruction manual you can imagine. Or maybe a beautifully engineered machine that can even correct itself.
Yeah.
Its main job. To help a company consistently deliver products and services that are, well, excellent, that meet customer needs every time, and that follow all the rules and regulations. It's the framework behind the scenes.
Right, so it's kind of like your school's whole system. You know, your school doesn't just have random classes happening whenever.
No, definitely not.
There's a routine. Morning assembly sets the tone. There's a clear timetable, lunch breaks, tests. Each part connects, right? If assembly is chaotic, it messes up the first class.
Exactly. If lunch is rushed, the afternoon focus dips.
So a QMS is like that for a company. Every subject making a product, designing it, answering a customer call has a proper way it should be done. The QMS makes sure they all work together smoothly, predictably, high quality.
That's a perfect analogy. It builds predictability out of all that complexity.
Yeah.
And the benefits for a company that adopts this playbook, they're huge, almost like superpowers.
Superpowers? Okay, I'm listening.
Well, first, and this is fundamental, it ensures consistent products and services. Think about your favorite biscuits, like Good Day or Parle G. You expect them to taste exactly the same every single packet, right?
Absolutely, every time.
ISO 9001 helps companies nail that consistency, that predictable quality.
Oh, I get that. If my favorite cricket bat, the one I trust, suddenly snapped after one hit because it was poorly made, I'd be devastated.
Of course, it's a massive betrayal of trust, not just for you, for the whole team.
Yeah, this standard helps prevent that kind of disappointment. It builds that expectation.
Yeah.
You buy something, you know what you're getting, it meets the promise. Every time.
And that consistency, that reliability, it leads straight to the second massive benefit. Happier customers. When products are good, reliable, what you expect, or even better, customers feel satisfied, valued.
They trust the brand, they keep coming back.
Exactly. The whole standard is really about making customers smile again and again, building that loyalty.
And it's not just about fixing problems after they pop up, is it? It's also about looking ahead, anticipating.
Precisely. Which brings us to the third benefit, which is super strategic, managing risks and opportunities. This is where companies become like chess players, thinking several moves ahead.
Okay, how so?
Well, a good QMS helps them think proactively. They have, what could go wrong here? That's identifying a risk, like checking the weather before a picnic, right? Maybe having a backup plan if it rains.
Makes sense.
But it's also about asking, what great new things can we do? How can we innovate? That's spotting an opportunity, like noticing a shortcut to school that saves you time every day.
Ah, okay. So it's preventing bad stuff and grabbing good stuff.
Exactly. Thinking ahead to minimize negatives and maximize positives, always aiming to make the customer experience better.
And the last big benefit you mentioned.
Proving quality. This is huge. It's like getting a gold medal in quality that you can show off. When a company gets ISO 9001 certified, they can tell everyone, customers, partners, investors, hey, we follow these tough international rules.
It builds confidence then, trust.
Immense confidence. It's like a universal language that says, we're serious about quality. We can consistently deliver.
Okay, so consistency, happy customers, managing risks and opportunities, and proving quality. Got it. Now, you mentioned a secret sauce.
Ah, yes, the secret sauce. 3 core ingredients that make ISO 9001 really work. The process approach, the PDCA cycle, and risk-based thinking. These are like the gears driving the quality engine.
Let's start with the process approach. Sounds a bit technical.
It can sound that way, but it's actually really intuitive. Imagine a company not as separate departments, like little islands doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Instead, ISO 9001 gets them to see the company as a network, a living, connected web of processes. Every single task, every action is a process, and they all flow into each other.
Like building a house. You don't just dump bricks randomly.
Exactly. Perfect analogy. There's a sequence. Foundation, walls, roof, plumbing, electricity, finishing touches. Each step, each process relies heavily on the one before it. Mess up the foundation.
And the whole house has problems later.
Precisely. This approach helps everyone understand how their job, even small tasks, contributes to the final thing. It builds teamwork, a sense of shared purpose. Everyone sees their piece of the puzzle.
It makes sense. Less like separate chores, more like everyone working together. What about the PDCA cycle? Plan, Do, Check, Act.
Ah, PDCA. This is the absolute heart of continuous improvement. Think of it as a cycle, a spiral of getting better and better.
Okay, break it down. Plan.
Plan is where you decide, okay, what exactly are we going to do? Set goals, figure out the resources needed, people, materials, time, and importantly, identify those risks and opportunities we just talked about.
Like planning for exams, what subjects, how many hours, which books.
Exactly like that. You're establishing objectives, figuring out resources, identifying risks, like which topics are hard.
Got it, then Ding.
Do is simple. Let's do it. Carry out the plan. Actually sit down and study, following your schedule. For a company, it's implementing the process, making the product.
Okay, then check. This sounds important.
It's vital. This is where you step back and ask, how did it go? Monitor, measure, compare your results against the goals you set. Did you actually learn the material? How did that practice test go?
Maybe ask friends what they understood. See if I missed something.
Perfect.
Ooh.
For a company, it's monitoring processes, checking products against the plan, analyzing the data, taking an honest look.
And finally, act. This is where the learning happens.
Absolutely. Based on the check phase, you ask, what can we do better? If the practice test didn't go well, what will you change? Different study method. Ask the teacher for help. For a company, it means fixing problems, making improvements, learning from what worked and what didn't. This cycle: plan, do, check, act, then plan again based on what you learned, shows that improvement isn't instant. It's iterative. It's about learning, adapting, getting better each time. Like the company is constantly evolving.
I like that. It feels very human, learning from mistakes. Okay, and the third ingredient, risk-based thinking.
Right. This weaves through the whole standard. It's about being smart and proactive, not just reacting when things go wrong.
So like you said, looking both ways before crossing the road, preventing the negative.
Exactly. That's avoiding the negative outcome, the risk, but it's also about spotting that shortcut, the opportunity that saves you time.
Ah, okay. So companies use this to figure out what could potentially mess up their plans.
Yes, what could cause them to deviate? And then this is key. They put preventive controls in place, like having that backup generator for a power cut. But just as importantly, they actively look for ways to turn potential risks into opportunities, or just seize new opportunities that arise. It's about making sure the system achieves its goals, enhances the good effects, and prevents the bad ones.
You know, it's amazing. Just by thinking about what could go wrong, companies can actually stop huge problems before they start and find cool new ways to succeed at the same time.
It's like having foresight. It moves them from just hoping for success to actively designing for it. It's a much smarter way to operate.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. The big picture, the benefits, the secret sauce, process approach, PDCA, risk-based thinking. Now, how does a company actually start building this, setting the stage?
Great question. That brings us to Clause 4 of the standard, context of the organization. This is all about the foundational work. Before you build a house, you need to understand the land, the neighborhood, everything around it.
So it's like the company doing some self-reflection.
Exactly. Deep self-discovery and also looking outwards. First is Clause 4.1. Understanding the organization and its context. It's about the company's identity.
Identity.
Yeah. Every company lives in its own unique world. So this part makes them look inward. What are our values? What's our company culture like? What knowledge do we have? What are our strengths, our weaknesses?
Like me knowing I'm good at maths but need to work on my English?
Precisely. But then they also have to look outward. What's happening in the market? New technology, new laws. What are competitors up to? What do customers expect now?
So understanding themselves and the world around them.
Yes, knowing their personality and where they fit in. This builds a really strong foundation, making sure their quality system is actually relevant to their specific situation. It's the strategic compass.
Okay, and it's not just about the company itself, right? You mentioned stakeholders.
Nice. Clause 4.2 asks, who cares? Or, more formally, understanding the needs and expectations of interested parties. This is critical. It's not just customers who have a stake in the company.
Who else then?
Think about it. Employees care deeply. Suppliers who provide materials, the owners or shareholders, even the government setting rules. They all have expectations.
Right, like for my school, the interested parties are students wanting good education, teachers wanting a good place to work, parents wanting their kids to succeed, the education board setting rules, loads of people.
Exactly. Each group has different needs and expectations. If a company doesn't understand these, it's like playing a game without knowing all the rules or all the players. You're bound to fail somewhere.
Understanding everyone involved helps them make sure their products and services meet all the important requirements, not just the obvious customer ones.
Precisely. It leads to broader satisfaction and ensures they stay compliant.
Okay, then Clause 4.3 is about defining the playing field, determining the scope. What does that mean?
This is where the company decides exactly which parts of its business will follow the ISO 9001 rules. They have to be specific. They can't just say, we're quality-focused for one product line and then let standards slip elsewhere.
Ah, okay, so if my school says its science lab is ISO 9001 certified, that means the lab stuff, equipment, experiment safety is top-notch according to the standard.
Right, but it doesn't automatically mean their library or sports facilities are also certified unless they explicitly included those in their scope. They define the boundaries.
And they have to justify if they leave something out.
Yes, if a requirement of the standard isn't applicable within their defined scope, they need a solid reason why. And it can't compromise quality or customer satisfaction. It's about clarity and transparency.
Got it. And the last part of setting the stage, Clause 4.4. Building the system, quality management system and its processes.
This is where they actually construct the QMS, taking all that understanding of context, interested parties, and scope, and linking all their processes together, like building that giant interconnected puzzle we talked about.
This sounds like a massive job.
It is. It requires huge planning and cooperation across the whole company. Every single process, receiving materials, designing, manufacturing, handling complaints, needs clear inputs, outputs, responsibilities, and ways to measure how well it's working.
So they map out how everything connects.
Exactly. The sequence, the interactions, they figure out the resources needed for each process, think about the risks and opportunities within each one, evaluate how they're doing, and commit to improving them. It's like meticulously wiring up a complex robot. Every connection has to be perfect for the whole thing to work smoothly.
Wow, you can really feel the effort involved. It's not just paperwork, it's getting everyone, every department to work together in a new way.
It's a huge cultural shift sometimes. But the payoff in terms of efficiency and consistent quality is enormous. It brings that abstract idea of quality into tangible, controlled reality.
Okay, the stage is set. Now, who leads the charge?
The leaders. Clause 5. Leadership. This is absolutely crucial. The system needs champions at the very top.
So the bosses, the directors.
Yes, the top management. Clause 5.1 is about their leadership and commitment. They can't just delegate quality. They have to own it, be the biggest cheerleaders. Like a cricket captain who genuinely believes in the team and leads by example.
What does that actually involve? What do they have to do?
A lot. They take full responsibility for the QMS being effective. They make sure the quality goals align with the company's overall strategy. They provide the necessary resources, money, people, tools.
Okay.
They communicate why quality matters to everyone. They promote that PDCA cycle and risk-based thinking. And they constantly encourage improvement. It's about creating a culture where quality is everyone's job, starting from the top.
So when leaders genuinely care, it motivates everyone else.
Absolutely. It's infectious. It makes a whole company feel passionate about it.
And a key part of that leadership is focusing on
The customer. Clause 5.1.2 is customer focus. This is non-negotiable. Everything the company does, from initial idea to final delivery and beyond, must keep the customer front and center.
their needs, their expectations.
Are paramount. It sounds obvious maybe, but it's easy to lose sight of in the day-to-day rush. This clause makes it a core leadership responsibility.
That's why, like, my food delivery app always asks for feedback. Or a shop gives a refund easily if something's faulty.
Exactly. That's customer focus in action. It's about consistently meeting customer requirements, thinking about risks to their satisfaction, and making sure everyone in the company maintains that focus.
It builds trust, loyalty, makes the customer feel heard.
Absolutely. It creates a much stronger relationship than just a simple transaction.
Okay, and leaders also need to make a clear promise, right?
Yeah.
The quality policy in 5.2.
Yes. This is the company's formal written statement about quality, crafted by top management. It's like your school's no bullying policy. Everyone knows it. Everyone understands it.
What does it include?
It has to state the company's commitment to quality, provide a framework for setting specific quality objectives, include a commitment to meet all requirements, legal, customer, etc., and, crucially, commit to continually improving the system itself.
And everyone needs to know about it.
Definitely. It needs to be documented, communicated, understood, and applied throughout the entire company. Often it's also made available to suppliers or partners too. It's the quality compass for the organization.
And the last piece of leadership, Clause 5.3, who does what? Organizational roles, responsibilities, and authorities. Sounds basic, but essential.
Foundational. Imagine that cricket team again. If no one knows their position, it's chaos.
Right. Bowler, batter, fielder, everyone needs to know their job.
Same in a company. Everyone needs to understand their specific role in achieving quality. Top management has to make sure these roles are clearly defined, assigned, and understood.
So who's responsible for making sure the system works? Who reports on performance? Who promotes customer focus?
Exactly. Clear roles prevent confusion, ensure accountability, and empower people to contribute effectively. It builds a disciplined, effective team.
So the captain sets the vision, makes the promises, and ensures every player knows their position and what's expected. Strong leadership gets the whole thing moving.
It transforms the standard from just a document into a dynamic, living force within the company.
Okay, leaders are committed, the team knows their roles. Now it's time to look ahead. Planning. Clause 6.
Yes, Clause 6, planning. This is where the company becomes a strategist, thinking ahead, not just reacting. It's built on that proactive thinking we discussed.
Starting with Clause 6.1, actions to address risks and opportunities. Dodging obstacles and grabbing chances, you called it.
That's the one. Like chess players, thinking moves ahead. What risks could mess up our quality? What opportunities could make things even better?
So risk, a power cut, stops production. Plan, have a backup generator ready.
Perfect example. You anticipate the negative, have a solution.
Opportunity, a new technology could make our product faster. Plan, invest in research to use it.
Exactly. It's about making smart, calculated decisions, even taking some risks to grab opportunities, but always understanding the potential impact on quality and customer satisfaction, thinking about both the good and bad
It
uncertainties.
feels proactive, right? Outsmarting problems before they happen, turning threats into stepping stones.
It gives them a huge advantage. Then, Clause 6.2 is about quality objectives and applying to achieve them, setting goals for greatness.
So companies don't just hope for quality, they set specific targets.
Very specific, measurable targets, like reduce customer complaints by 10% this year, or deliver 99% of products on time. Clear, quantifiable goals.
Like me aiming for a certain grade in maths or running a faster time in athletics.
Precisely. And once the objective is set, they plan how to get there. Who does what? What resources are needed? By when? How will we measure success?
Turning the dream into a concrete plan.
Exactly. These objectives have to align with a quality policy, be measurable, relevant, monitored, communicated, and updated. It makes the strategy actionable.
And the last part of planning. Clause 6.3. Planning of changes, adapting to change. Companies aren't static, right?
Never. They introduce new products, change processes, open new facilities. This clause says when you make significant changes, you must plan them carefully so quality doesn't suffer.
How do they do that?
They have to think about why they're making the change, what the potential consequences are, good and bad. Ensure they have the resources and figure out if roles or responsibilities need to shift. It's about managing transformation smoothly.
Have you ever seen a company totally mess up a launch because they didn't plan the changes well, like a buggy phone or a car recall?
Oh, definitely. It happens.
Yes.
This standard aims to prevent exactly that. It ensures that even as a company evolves, innovates, changes direction, that commitment to quality stays solid. It's about navigating the future with foresight and control.
Okay, planning's done, but a plan needs support, right? Resources, people.
Absolutely. Which brings us perfectly to Clause 7, support. This is about building the foundation, giving the team everything they need to succeed.
And Clause 7.1 is resources. What kind of resources are we talking about?
Everything needed to run the QMS effectively, first and foremost. People. You need the right people, skilled people. Like a chef needs good cooks, not just anyone.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What else?
Infrastructure. Buildings, machines, computers, transport, communication tech.
Oh.
You can't make high-quality phones without a proper factory and the right equipment.
Right. And the place itself matters too.
Hugely. Clause 7.1.4 talks about the environment for the operation of processes. Companies need to provide a suitable environment. Think about trying to study for a big exam in a noisy, hot, crowded room. It's almost impossible.
You'd make mistakes, lose focus.
Exactly. A good environment, physically comfortable, safe, maybe even psychologically supportive, means less stress, fewer errors, better work. The standard mentions social factors like non-discrimination, psychological factors like stress reduction, and physical factors like temperature and light.
That's really comprehensive. What about tools for checking quality?
Clause 7.1.5 covers monitoring and measuring tools. You need the right tools, and they need to be accurate. Like a precise scale in a sweet shop or a reliable thermometer in a lab.
And they need to be checked regularly, calibrated.
Yes, absolutely. Maintained and calibrated to ensure they always give trustworthy results. If your measuring tool is wrong, all your quality checks are meaningless.
Okay, people, infrastructure, environment, tools, anything else.
One more, and it's fascinating. Organizational knowledge. This is the company's collective brain power. Lessons learned from past projects, successes, failures, unique skills held by experienced staff, customer feedback.
Like my school keeping records of best teaching methods or how they handled difficult exams in the past, so that wisdom isn't lost.
Exactly. This knowledge needs to be maintained, shared, and updated. The company needs to figure out how to capture it and how to acquire new knowledge as things change.
Wow. So support is really about investing in people and giving them the right setting and tools to succeed. It's not just rules.
It's about enabling excellence, which leads nicely into Clause 7.2. Competence.
People need the right skills.
They must have the right education, training, or experience for the job they're doing, especially if it affects quality. And if they don't, the company has to provide the training or find another solution.
Like you wouldn't let someone drive a bus if they've never driven before.
Precisely. Identify the needed skills, make sure people have them, provide training if needed, maybe reassign tasks, and keep records to prove competence.
Okay, competent people. Then 7.3 is awareness. What do they need to be aware of?
Everyone needs to know the quality policy, the company's quality goals, how their specific work contributes to those goals, and importantly, the implications if they don't follow the procedures. What happens if things go wrong because of their actions?
So that factory worker understands rushing a step could lead to a faulty product, unhappy customers, maybe even company losses.
Yes. It creates personal ownership, a shared responsibility for quality. Everyone becomes an active participant.
And how does everyone stay informed? Communication. Clause 7.4.
Critical. Clear communication is key, inside the company, between departments, teams, and outside with customers, suppliers. The standard says you need to figure out what to communicate, when, to whom, how, and who does the communicating.
Like coordinating that school play, everyone needs the right script, the right cues at the right time. Otherwise, chaos.
Exactly. Good communication prevents that organizational chaos in the quality system.
And finally, keeping track of it all. Clause 7.5, documented information. The recipe book itself.
Yes. The instructions, the procedures, the records of what actually happened. Companies need to keep important information documented. It ensures consistency, provides proof, allows learning.
Like keeping organized class notes to study from later. What kind of documents?
Anything the standard specifically requires, plus anything else the company decides is necessary for their QMS to work well. These documents need to be controlled, properly identified, reviewed, approved, available when needed, protected from misuse, and any changes managed carefully.
It's about creating a reliable history of quality.
Okay, that's a solid foundation. Plan, check. Support, check. Now, time to actually make stuff.
Exactly. Clause 8, operation. This is where the rubber meets the road. All the planning and support comes together to actually create the product or deliver the service. First is 8.1, operational planning and control. Putting the plans into action.
Yes. Implementing and controlling the processes needed to meet requirements. Setting clear acceptance criteria. What makes the output acceptable? Managing resources during production. Controlling changes carefully. And managing any outsourced work. It's orchestrating the whole thing.
And a huge part of this is understanding the customer, right? Clause 8.2, requirements for products and services.
Absolutely central.
Yeah.
First, 8.2.1 is customer communication. Talking to customers. Giving them product info, handling orders, getting feedback, even complaints. Managing any stuff they give you, like material for tailoring, planning for emergencies, open dialogue.
Then 8.2.2, determining requirements, figuring out what they really want.
Yes, not just what they say, but unstated needs too. Plus, legal requirements. Can we actually meet all of these? Crucial to know before committing.
Which leads to 8.2.3, review before committing, checking capability before saying yes.
Precisely. Before accepting an order, check. Can we actually do this? If the customer wants that purple elephant and you only make green giraffes, you can't say yes. Review all requirements, stated, unstated, legal, resolve any differences. It's about integrity.
And if requirements change later, 8.2.4 says update the documents and tell everyone affected.
Correct. This whole section builds trust, showing the customer you understand them, you value them, and you won't promise something you can't deliver.
Okay, what about creating totally new things? Designing a new game or a new phone. Clause 8.3. Design and development, the creative part.
Yes, but even creativity needs structure here. Think about designing that new smartphone, every tiny detail, every feature. This clause ensures a proper process.
How?
It covers planning the design stages, reviews, testing, identifying the design inputs, customer needs, legal rules, past lessons. Mandating design controls regular checks during the process to stay on track and catch errors early.
Like mini tests along the way.
Exactly. The outputs are the final design documents, clear instructions for production. And crucially, managing design changes carefully, documenting everything, the change, the review, the authorization, actions taken to prevent problems. It's innovation meeting discipline.
That's intense. What if companies use suppliers for parts? Like the car maker buying tires. Clause 8.4. Control of externally provided processes, products, and services.
Right. You rely on suppliers, you must control their quality too. Your quality is only as good as your weakest link, right?
So the car company needs to make sure the tire supplier makes good tires.
Yes. They need to figure out how to control these external providers based on the potential impact. Define requirements clearly, evaluate the supplier's performance, communicate effectively, maybe even check things at the supplier's factory. It's ensuring quality across the whole supply chain.
Okay, then the actual making. Clause 8.5.
Yeah.
Production and service provision. This has to be done under controlled conditions.
Yes. Controlled conditions mean having everything in place. Clear instructions, the right tools and monitoring equipment, skilled people, a suitable environment, checks at appropriate stages, ways to prevent human error, managing post-delivery stuff, predictable, high-quality output.
And 8.5.2, identification and traceability. knowing what's what.
Yes, like the badge number on medicine or serial number. If there's a problem, you can trace it back to the source quickly. Essential for safety and problem solving.
What about stuff customers give you, like cloth for a tailor? That's 8.5.3, customer property.
The company has to take great care of it. Identify it, check it, protect it, safeguard it. If it gets lost or damaged, tell the customer immediately. Be a trustworthy custodian.
Makes sense. And 8.5.4, preservation, protecting the product until it reaches the customer.
Proper packaging, storage, transport, preventing damage. And 8.5.5, post-delivery activities, things like warranties, maintenance, recycling info. Then 8.5.6, control of changes during production review and control any changes to maintain quality.
Wow, incredibly thorough. And the final check before it goes out the door. Clause 8.6, release of products and services.
The final gatekeeper. No product or service goes to the customer until all the planned checks are done and requirements are verified. Like the ref confirming the goal is valid before restarting play. Keep records as proof.
But what if, after all that, something still isn't right? The emotional roller coaster part. Clause 8.7, control of non-conforming outputs.
It happens. Perfection is the aim, not always the reality. This clause tells you what to do. Identify the faulty product or service, control it so it doesn't accidentally get used or delivered.
Then what?
Take action. Maybe correction, fix it. Maybe segregation, keep it separate. Maybe return it. Or sometimes get explicit customer permission to accept it as is, concession, but only if they fully understand and agree.
This is where honesty and resilience really show.
Absolutely. It's a moment of failure, yes, but also a chance to show commitment, learn, and fix things properly. Document what went wrong, what actions were taken, who decided. It's tough, but vital for trust and for improving the system. Turn the setback into a lesson.
Okay, we planned, operated, even handled mistakes. But how do we know if it's all working? How do we check the pulse? Clause 9, performance evaluation.
Exactly. Clause 9.1 is monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation. Companies systematically check how well the QMS is performing, what to measure, how, when to analyze the results.
Like getting your school report card. Shows strengths, weaknesses, where to focus.
Very much like that. It tells the company the health of its system. And a huge part of this 9.1.2 is customer satisfaction. Are the customers actually happy?
How do they find out? Just wait for complaints.
No, they have to actively seek feedback. Surveys, reviews, direct conversations, analyzing compliments and complaints, warranty claims, listening carefully to the customer's voice.
And then 9.1.3, analysis and evaluation. Looking at all that data.
Yes. Looking for patterns, trends, areas for improvement. Are products meeting requirements? Are customers satisfied? Is the system effective? Was planning good? Are risk actions working? How are suppliers doing? What needs to improve? It's using data to make smart decisions.
Okay, looking outward at customers, looking inward at data. What else?
Looking inward more deeply with Clause 9.2. Internal audit. The company audits itself.
Internal detectives.
Sort of. An independent internal team checks if departments are following the company's own rules and the ISO 9001 standard, finding problems before outsiders or customers do. It builds accountability and drives self-correction. They plan audits, use clear criteria, report findings to management, and ensure corrective actions are taken.
And the final big check, Clause 9.3, management review. The top bosses meet.
Yes, top management holds regular meetings to review the entire QMS. The big picture review.
What do they discuss?
Everything. How are we doing overall? Are we hitting quality goals? What needs changing? Do we need more resources? They look at past actions, changes in context, performance data, customer feedback, audit results, supplier performance, risks, opportunities, everything.
It's a moment of reflection and strategy setting.
Exactly. Learning from the journey, making decisions for the future, ensuring the QMS stays suitable, adequate, effective, and aligned with the company's direction. They decide on improvements, changes, resources needed.
Okay, we've planned, operated, evaluated. What's left? Is that the end?
Not quite. Quality is never finished. Clause 10. Improvement. It's a continuous journey.
Always getting better. Clause 10.1, General says.
Find opportunities for improvement. Take action to meet customer requirements and enhance satisfaction. Don't just maintain, improve. Improve products, services, correct or prevent problems, improve the QMS itself.
Like that good student, always trying to learn more, even with good grades. Moving from good enough to how can we be even better?
That's the mindset. And a key part is learning from mistakes. Clause 10.2, nonconformity and corrective action. When things go wrong.
Don't just fix the symptom, find the root cause.
Precisely. If a batch of products is bad, investigate why. Faulty machine, untrained worker, Unclear process. Fix that underlying cause to stop it happening again. That's corrective action.
It shows resilience, right? Seeing mistakes as learning opportunities.
Absolutely. React to the nonconformity, control it, deal with consequences, evaluate the need to eliminate the root cause, implement action, review if it worked, update risks if needed, document everything learned.
And that leads to the final idea. Clause 10.3, continual improvement, the overall philosophy.
Yes. Always striving to make the QMS more suitable, adequate, effective. It's not a destination. It's the ongoing commitment.
You know, the best companies aren't the ones that never mess up.
They're the ones that are best at learning from mistakes and constantly improving their whole system. They use all the analysis the management review outputs to drive that improvement. That's their real secret to long-term success.
Wow. What a journey. Planning, doing, checking, acting, supporting, leading. It really is an epic undertaking. The commitment, the challenges, the learning.
It truly is. It's a testament to what organizations can achieve when they systematically focus on quality.
So we've done a really deep dive into ISO 9001.2015, and I hope, listening to this, you see it's way more than just some dry document.
It's a living system, right? A force for excellence.
Helping organizations ensure quality, satisfy customers, and just keep getting better. But really, it's about the people, the engineers, the workers, the leaders, and the culture that makes it all work.
So next time you use your phone or ride the bus or enjoy that favorite biscuit.
The one that tastes the same every time.
Ah, yes. Remember that invisible blueprint behind it, the ISO 9001 system, that framework helping ensure your everyday experiences are consistently good, the quiet promise of quality.
And here's a final thought for you to chew on. If these principles, planning, checking, improving, focusing on needs, can transform a big company, how could applying them to your own life help you?
Interesting question.
Could you create your own quality system for your studies, managing your time, even just organizing your room? What part of this may be PDCA for learning, or risk thinking for avoiding problems, or understanding what your teachers and parents expect, could you use for your own continuous improvement, your own quest for excellence?
It's a really powerful framework, applicable way beyond business. We hope this deep dive gave you some new insights, maybe made you look at the world of products, services, and even yourself a little differently.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep striving for quality in everything you do.